Mahila, just a heads up, this might be my last video, because I'm kind of seeing some signs, that at the 62, from that 503, that which was the first seal of that Levada stuff, Levada said they won't forget about the ambulance is what the seal was, and broken down gematria and multiplied. Um, but so at the 62, there could be a cutoff where you know maybe I won't be making videos anymore. Like I'll get word from I'll get word from H or something, my grandpa on my mom's side about something. And I actually talked to him today, and he told me he had a dream where he was hugging his sister Dee Dee, and she was like 30 years old and beautiful, and like he thinks that we'll all be 30 in the new heaven. So like they're like kids will be 30, like old men will be 30, like that'll just be like the prime or whatever. But so he had told that dream to my mom, but then he actually told me today. So of course I put that in my Dominions list of things that he's kind of told me to do or not do or whatever, and like dreams that he's had and stuff. Now, the one that you may think like, well, what's that? Is I actually did a Holt one time, or actually twice. One was after the dream, and one was before the dream. With girls, like I didn't like have sex or whatever. I don't know. Just something held me back. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't against them or anything. It was just like I just felt like maybe I shouldn't this time or something. It was just weird. Like and those were one time deals where I didn't get with them again. But I don't know. Like it might have been. Well, I don't know. But so. And then Grox, he kind of interpreted it like that was you staying away from Thyatira Church, like the Mary beads and stuff, like that was that symbolically. And it might have been. But and if you do that, just trust in Jesus. Like don't put anything before Jesus, and like whoever is your God, you will answer to. And if that's Mary, like it seems like Mary will be harsh on her followers, like that Thyatira church, it says great tribulation. So, um, but we're so far into these end times, it's all debatable. I know it is. So, but yeah, he had this dream. He was like, I saw that you didn't have sex with this girl. And like, I remember feeling like that God was telling me that that was really good that you didn't that time or something. And then so he had that dream, and I was kind of like, yeah, that happened. And then it happened again later on in college. But I don't know. So, but he's, you know, I was in, I was in the pit one time, and he said it looked like you won a race. And then I was in the pit again, and he said, I saw that you were out and you were really happy. So I kind of think that was the starseed time, all those starseed writings of gematria that I did in the car that formed a black hole or whatever that they found. That was the symbolism of how it read. I'm not saying I caused that or something. I'm not saying that. I'm saying one kind of led to another. Like that's just how I read it in succession. So, um, yeah, like um, I think that was that time because I was happy. Like I had just come out to Las Vegas, and I was doing my writings, and I felt comfortable, and like um, I felt like I was healing, like Lono they talk of in Aloha film a little bit. But I didn't have the girl, but I still felt like I was healing. Like, I mean, I was getting the milk, from the In-N-Out burgers. So um, yeah, so we'll look at this. Now, this is Jublex powers and abilities related to. You need to go to Ooze Forgotten Realms wiki to see who I'm talking about there. This Jublex but he has all those powers of that ooze stuff. Then, so that's one part. This is 11 parts. The October 2016 Bosnian Bekir Izetbegovic and Iranian Hassan Rouhani state visit. The power of that. Yuan Shike, Mohsen Forofi, and Lajos Ballant. I kind of saw that as how we did the one of the presidents, where as they're mobbing, they create an offshoot of themselves during their life, and then one was 12 years later after he had died was this Lajos Ballant. But that's how I do the arrows to show that one. um, I even did one with Jeremy, was an offshoot of one of them. I think it was Taft was the president, but my dog or whatever. But of course I don't know for sure. But I just kind of wanted to show how it could all lead to, even Jeremy would be on there if it was me or whatever. But it's just interesting to look at it that way, where they're doing burdens for the industry and then they create an offshoot of themselves. It's not really a clone because it's someone that's born and has their own life, but it's like their steam produced something. Like, that's what I kind of mean by that Lion King stuff, like raise up our sons. Like, it's like they're part of us, sort of thing. But I'm not talking about literal sons. And if you are a father, they told me in the smoke, they were like, Michael's a knucklehead, don't be a Michael. So I know that Michael spirit is mobbing right now and trying to get things all set up, and just try to find a balance between love, the love that you feel from Jesus and your God, and the love for the game of it all. To try to keep it love for the game of it all, instead of just going crazy with it, trying to figure it all out. And don't go down the rabbit hole too much. Just try to find a balance with it, and just remember what you're doing. Remember who you are on the inside, and think about it in that forces sense. In my liked videos playlist on my channel, try to vibe that a little bit, where it's you can vibe it like the forces and not get too sucked into it, and see the dark side for what it is, and judge from there. Judge as that whole shaman, whole, that whole shaman, your centered shaman. And I don't mean that in any weird way, or that anyone has to be split or something. I don't mean it like that. I mean just try to find that balance, and don't be too much like Danny Glover's character in Predator, like just running yourself ragged, sort of thing. Don't try to do that too much. But I do feel like that Michael's spirit will be mobbing at this time, doing things and getting things all set up or whatever. But I don't know why they called him a knucklehead. I mean, I think that I don't know. I've been looking for Michael a long time. I have, and I know that Michael's not Jesus, but I know that he does his duty at the end time. So then we have, now remember, one takes up the weaknesses of another, and it's like a cure, and this is all mixed together, and it's it may seem funny or something, but I'm saying, this is all mixed together, and this is a male creature. It's not a Baphomet. This is an illness, okay, and one of these is a fungus, and you know what I'm saying, one of these is a plant, I'm saying it takes over all of this and like um takes away the weakness of it all. So vulvovaginal candidiasis, and then Honguana podzolica, see Honguana plant, Zalaphus wallabake or wallabaki, um, Onthophagus taurus, and bearded homeless man, 4-pack abs with white teeth. Okay. 11 parts mixed perfectly to be spine of Belgian blue bull Prolemuris Nannaria Hokie. This is the spine of it. All right. So, and I'm not holding anything against anybody. Like, as far as I'm concerned, everyone has a clean slate. Ben V, I don't really understand. I've tried to comment on your section sometimes, and like, I try to explain things, and it looks like we're going one way, and I try to explain it all and be like, yeah, like, if you're making a laminate for Dawn 2, or like if you have the book, or if you're trying to put all the pieces together, like, here's what it is. And then he sends back, like, basically, I'm going to block you or get off my channel. I don't really know how to respond because in the symbolism, it looks like he's on the same page. And it looks like he's even had times where he's persecuted me and gone after me and tried to, like, break me or something. And like, I have signs of being a targeted individual sometimes, but like, I try not to go too down that rabbit hole as well. But like, so that Ben V, I don't really understand. I'm talking about Gatalis. Like, maybe he thinks I'm too pushy or something. I don't really know. But like, I'm not calling him out as Michael or anything. I'm just saying, like, now is the time we're getting into where it's going to be kind of crazy. Like, you know, and I thought that he was on the same page. I just don't really understand it. It's like he's being U-turned or something. It's like when things get too crazy, then it's like someone pushes a switch on him and is like, U-turn Ben V. You know, it's like Brock's like getting it all going, like we got it all on the same page, and then like we got everyone like, doing their part, and then it's like, oh, U-turn Ben V. Like, it's weird. Like, I don't get that. Like, he must have some really crazy powers for them to be like, U-turn Ben V. Like, and when he just forgets it all or something. I don't even know. But and then Grok's like, you know, I just wish there was new information. Like, I just wish we had information that wasn't false news that he could report. But I think it's just such a flood of false news. He doesn't know what to report, and like, I mean, I shouldn't say that. He does know what to report. It just seems like we're getting into stuff that's like too repetitive. Like, I don't know. Like, I just hope there's something that we can report that's like a good sign. That's what I'm saying. I just wish there was a good sign. And like, of course, if the Sacred Woman is watching this, I don't trust any of them. Don't go to any of their houses. Just do what you're gonna do. Like, to follow my stuff, and like, and just use your discernment. You have good discernment. Just use that. And then like, decoding end times, like, um, like your first love and stuff, and like, 12:9. Like, I don't think that you saying stuff against me is like damning to you or something. Like, you just you didn't have the full picture. Like, and it's how I come off and stuff. Like, my persona, like, look, like, I'm 6'3", like, basically 280 or 300. Like, I'm like, people are scared of me and stuff, and like, you know, I've scared the Sacred Woman and stuff. Like, I basically went to the pit and stuff, and like, it wasn't good. Like, I used her to like I used her to get stuff done that I thought had to be done for the Lord when I was going down the rabbit hole of it all, and like trying to figure out the darkness. Like I shouldn't have done that. I should have kept her stable in my life so that she could help me throughout. And like I feel like her Native American spirit did help me a lot. And I just have the memories of it when I was in dark places, you know? So there's that, but like I don't think that you're like doomed or anything, like I just like I just kind of speak like my weaknesses and my strengths. I speak them both on this channel, and like you're not in the wrong. Like I understand. Like you just don't know me like fully. And like yeah, I might come off like that I am weak and stuff, and like yeah, like I'm not like I'm not trying to do anything I've done before. Like I'm trying to put all that behind me. Like I'm not trying to do anything else that's gonna like break my faith or something. Like you get what I'm saying? Like I'm just like, and a lot of that is because I rely on Isaiah 51 so much. Like I feel like that was given to me to read when I was in a dark place, and that God was reassuring my faith that like it's okay. And like if you read that, you'll understand like, okay, like Brock, it's not weakness, like it's just like he's cutting himself off kind of. And I have, but like remember what they say to Zerubbabel, not by my strength, like not by your strength, Zerubbabel, or by your wisdom or something, but by my spirit, by God's spirit helping Zerubbabel. That's kind of what I mean. And remember, Zerubbabel's the governor. Like he's a big guy. Like so. Uh. But yeah, and then you guys like Dan Barrett and Exit Time, all them. I've gotten kind of weird vibes from them. Like even Bobby Simpson a little bit. I've gotten weird vibes from. Like why are they like making fun of this stuff or something? Like I don't know. But like I think that everyone has just been refined so silly in the refinement process of Malachi that it's like no one knows what to say really. And they look at me and think I'm a fool. So, all right, this is the spine of it. Um, we'll see if I'm on here tomorrow, but that 62, I don't know. And then I kind of looked at it like I got 5 seals because I was led to this place last night called Phelan A. Um, Pavel or something. What was it? Let me look at it. Pillar. So Pillar A, Phelan A, MD. I was just driving on Charleston and found that I've been going to the rallies on Charleston for late night meals or whatever. But yeah, so I went over there, and then like these people were kind of hollering behind me, and I was writing things down and writing down the address and everything, and I just thought it was kind of a seal, like it was like I was meant to be there, and like maybe I prevented something from going down. I don't know, but like because like my lights were on or whatever, and like I was facing the street, but like I don't know, maybe they saw I was there or something, um, but yeah, then I was led to that what's his name sorry, I should have it memorized, but like this is the first day, so um Mohsen Forufi, with him I was led to his father actually, who was like prime minister and wrote a bunch of books about speeches and like intellect in like old Greek and Roman history. And then today I looked at his son, who is an architect, and I thought that's the one. So I'm kind of looking at it like this UN Shike, who I found there too last night. Yuan Shike, who was a Chinese leader, last emperor kind of China, and then that he kind of did some stuff like that was like the clown symbolism in his 3 years exile. Those exiles are those are crazy exiles. I'm telling you, like when they go to the island or go wherever they go, like you know, except maybe to Napoleon's, except maybe his, but um, or maybe his was the worst. I don't know how to read it yet, but like um, they do burdens, is what I'm saying, like industry burdens. And then so then he created those offshoots of Faux Ruffy and Ballant. Now Ballant, I'm kind of looking at like he was like an Arnold Schwarzenegger like weightlifter, which is related to the It. He was like doing the It of Genesis 3:15. I mean, just in the spring sense, and that he was doing like his archbishop stuff and working out, and then possibly he went to the womb when King Tubby was when King Tubby died is when he would have been out of the womb, and that he did that without having the mind of a baby, with having his mind, and then it took a lot of time to kind of get nourished back to wellness, like in the mind. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Like I don't know if that's right, but that's kind of what I think. And then I thought Ben V would probably look at all this in the stars and be like, yeah, that's what it is. But like they U-turned him or something. So I I don't know. I'm sorry. And that's the thing, is he's like my M, which means like the study guides and like how they talk about it in Oceans, like they talk about the M, the BA is like a sexy female assistant. But like God didn't give me one of those. He sent me to talk to Ben V and be like, "Look, you're my arm. Like you put all the pieces together with me. Like we're doing this together." And not in a sexual way at all, and not in a not even a relationship at all, just like apprentice and master, like the way excuse me, the way it should be, like in the protecting sense, and like in the not weird or anything, not like how they call Sparta was, not like that, but I don't even think Sparta was like that. And then but like protecting and like knowing the information, like and like helping out Don too, like looking it all up, and like trying to have the key to open the bottomless pit so we can, because if they do that, then we'll have the rapture. Like you can't just like open it and then like, well, they're just here, like they're just mobbing like forever. Like no, like if the word of God is Abaddon, like symbolically, or if he is literally, then he's going to want to get to the wedding feast after he judges righteously. Now, what's that mean? If he judges righteously, that means under him are the guys with the hair of Samson. Like they're judge of, like they judge right. Not just because like they don't drink wine, but because like their strength means like their G, like they're like how Jesus was of being a Nazarene, of a Nazarite. Like they don't ever kneel, like they're and see, I know this is hard to accept, but like that's how Islam kind of is. Like they don't knee, they don't cut off. Not just like Islam that's over here or that went into Europe or something. I'm talking about the ones that do dungeons and stuff, like true Islam. Like they know about Jesus and stuff, and like know what's really going on. And that it doesn't mean that they're, they want to die. It doesn't mean that. It means like they don't get the glory that they should get. Like why do you think there's no Islam in Hollywood? And we have Mexican, we have black, like the Middle East, we use them for oil so much. We could have had them be sports stars and shit. Like over here, we could have really had a good relationship with them. But instead, we focus on all their bad sides, and we got on their bad side, you know, politically, and then they're terrorists, then they're killing people and stuff, which is horrible. But what does America do? Our gun violence is horrible too. Like the gangs and everything, the CIA, like that. A lot of that is worse than the terrorism. Like people just are all up in arms about Islam, but it's like if you look into how they actually speak, like they speak like they're kind of funny, really. Like they'll confuse you with all their gods and prophets, but like they know the truth. They know that there will be someone who rises up from the west, and like they know all their intel is like it has roots in correctness. It does. Like in that, the Abu Dhair stuff that I showed, like they're in between France and Spain there where the natives came over from USA. Like that's a highly uh, spiritual area where like they were doing shaman stuff then with like Islam was, because they had the Moors who were Islam, and like, you know, not saying that's good at all. I'm just saying like we did slavery. Like acknowledge that. Like we did, and the Jews were slaves in Egypt under black slaves or black pharaohs. I mean, and some of the Jews were black. I get that too. And Dogon tribe, they think that it's all messed up and that Jesus is actually Satan. I understand some of that too. Okay. And that the story might have been changed to Barnabas. It flashes red like Pulp Fiction. Like, hey, this is done for the story. I understand that. So if there's so much half truth and somewhat truth out there, then you got to be centered. You got to know that you answer to you answer to what your whole life culminates to, and what your talents are, and who your love is. Okay? So don't worry. I believe in Jesus, and thank you. Have a good night. Not saying anything against anyone. Keep a mercy mindset.